This is TWiT. Let's kick things off, Abrar, with your story of the week.
Yes, I wanted to talk about the hottest new social media app that frankly terrifies me. So this week, OpenAI released Sora 2, which is its latest video generation model. It's supposed to be more physically accurate and realistic than the previous model, not terrifying at all. It has synchronized dialogue and sound effects. So potentially harder to tell reality from AI. Super fun, right? And so then along with Sora 2, OpenAI also released a new Sora app for iOS. Now think of this as a TikTok feed where literally nothing is real. So you enter a text prompt to create whatever scenario you want, let your imagination run wild. And it will generate that. And so you have these like short bite-sized videos that you continue to scroll through. And you can also upload yourself essentially into any Sora generated scene. And that's, called a cameo. And before you do all that, you record video and audio of yourself into the app to, as they say, verify your identity and capture your likeness. And then you can also give other people permission to use your likeness in their own videos. So OpenAI is calling this a quote, new and unique way to communicate with people. I personally am good with texting, but to each their own. If that's how you'd rather communicate with your friends, I will not stop you. So the Sora app is currently invite only. And I, clearly OpenAI is aware of some hesitation and trepidation around something like this. So they have, I'll read this kind of statement that they had in their announcement. By default, we show you content heavily biased towards people you follow or interact with, and prioritize videos that the model thinks you're most likely to use as inspiration for your own creations. We are not optimizing for time spent in feed, and we explicitly designed the app to maximize creation, not consumption. And then they also say they'll periodically poll users on their well-being and proactively give them the option to adjust their feed. So one of the really interesting things they're doing here is they're kind of pointing the finger to other apps and saying, see, the problem with those apps is they, try to monetize the time that you spend on here, and the content creation is monetized in a way that doesn't align with, what people actually want to be making. And what they're saying is, they say that they're incentivizing decisions that are at odds with user well-being, which is just a really interesting way to say, like, oh, don't worry, our platform is better for user creators. I'm not really understanding why that would necessarily be the case. And then they also say in terms of monetization, they'll eventually charge people to generate extra videos when there's a lot of demand. And they explicitly actually say, we're optimistic that this will be a healthier platform for entertainment and creativity compared to what is available right now. I can already tell from your reactions that you perhaps feel the same way I do. So that is a very bold statement to say this will be a healthier platform. So I would love to know what you're thinking as you're hearing all of this.
That really bugs me because it feels like you sit down you're at school, I don't know, it's middle school, and you're sitting down at the table at lunch, and you pull out what your parents were able to afford, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and some Doritos chips, right? And you start to eat them, and many of the people around you are also enjoying the same thing, but someone sits down at the table and they pull out like a hummus plate with I don't know, Fiber One, a Fiber One bar, and a green drink that was handcrafted for them in the morning by the housekeeper. And they kind of turn their nose to you and say, oh, you were eating all of that processed food with the sugar and this and that and the other. It just feels really snooty. But there's like some added wrinkle in my weird metaphor where what's actually in if you look at the ingredients of the Fiber One bar and the green drink and the other, there ends up being more sugar in that than there is in whatever it is you're eating. That's the point that I'm trying to make here in the end, which is like, it's foolish to me. What is being said here is foolish. Now, speaking of Sora 2 and this app, like the experience itself.
Yeah.
That just make the thing and let it be the thing. It doesn't also have to be a statement, right?
Yes.
Like, that's my problem with it, is let people do with it what they can do with it. I know I'm making all of these comparisons, but they're kind of coming to me as we go. It's a little bit like, and people who like Google's Android devices, that's fine. It's a little bit like how you go around and you see Google doing billboards that are making fun of the iPhone.
Right.
And Apple is not making billboards making fun of Google's phones.
Yes.
You don't have to do that if you can just let the product stand for itself. So I have a problem with the way that that's being marketed, but let's just talk about the thing itself.
Yeah.
Interesting that you're creating, allegedly, or in theory, a social media network, but it's for creation. This is what's kind of confusing to me, is usually a creation app is a separate thing that then creators use to make stuff that they then share on their social media. Right. I don't see it as a negative, personally, to be a consumer on a social media app, because that's what I'm going there for the most part, is to see what's there and look at cool stuff or look at things that I need to know. And so this idea that it's sort of like subpar or not what one should be doing to just be a consumer is a little odd to me. It all just feels so fake. It almost feels like they said to their own chat bot, help me figure out a way to market this to make it sound better than the other stuff that's out there. And then they just copied and pasted all of that into the press release for it.
It's so true. It said, you're absolutely right. This is the best thing that's ever been created. As AI chatbots do, they will enable you.
Yes. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
It's interesting because one of the things they say is that, one of the things that people have been saying is, well, the good thing here is when you go on other social media platforms, you don't know what's real and what's not anymore, but this is all AI. So it's better because you're not going to be tricked. And then I'm like, well, then why does it exist? Like, it's not like people are scrolling through TikTok and saying, oh God, I wish all of this was fake. Like, no, they're saying the opposite. They're saying, I wish there were more people on this and not some random AI generation of a sinkhole. Like, I don't know, like, it's just, you see the weirdest stuff where you're like, what is this? And then the other piece of it is that idea of allowing other people to use like your Cameo so that they can use your likeness in their videos, that it's really concerning. And I feel like they're being foolishly optimistic about how quickly that will go south. And they talk about how you can control that. You can even see drafts created by other people that use that likeness. You can remove those videos at any time. But why are you enabling them in the first place if you're already predicting that it's going to go bad?
That's the thing. Like, this is a company that currently is moving through its 180 days or whatever many days it said to try to mitigate the suicidal ideation and sycophancy leading to death that we have seen from the platform. You're doing that right now, and now you're making a thing that is it's not hard to jump to how this can be abused. And the idea that, you can control the video, honey, I don't think you've ever owned a phone if you think that immediately that person isn't, like, if somebody's trying to do something bad with it, right? Like to hold on, I might be able to say, no, delete that thing in the app, but that person already has it saved to their phone, or they have it, they did a screen capture of their device, whatever. That's not real. That's not real, man. So that bugs me, as I don't think that should have ever been a tool. And when you are a part of this, when you said that about sharing your likeness,
oh my gosh,
my immediate thing was, this is OpenAI sort of easing people into it owning your likeness or being able to use your
Yes.
likeness.
Yeah.
I would love to read the privacy policy on this and see what that means, because what's better than having all of this training data of your identity verification, right? That is delicious, yum, 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 eat it up.
Yeah.
And I also, do we know right now, because I downloaded the app. Obviously, I want to know what this stuff is and how, like, what are the avenues for abuse? And of course, it's invite only right now. Do we know who is getting invites right now and how? Did you get an invite?
I have not even attempted or asked, but I think chat. Well, I know that ChatGPT Pro users can use the Sora 2 Pro model. And so I wonder if it might be easier for them to get an invite for the app as well. But I've seen like a couple videos pop up already on my Instagram of people testing this out. So maybe they're not that hard to come by, because I already see people hopping on this pretty quick.
Yeah, I was wondering that as well. I am a Plus user, and so I thought, oh, maybe I'll just be able to log in and it will say, we'll notify you in a couple of days or something, sort of get in line kind of a deal.
Yeah.
But it did not have that. And so I thought, okay, I mean, fine. I, again, want to check it out and see what's going on and how it works. But I think I only saw one person, actually, colleague of yours. I think it was Scott Stein.
Yeah, it was Scott Stein.
Yeah. That's funny.
Cracked me up. Yeah.
So I thought they were probably giving them out. I was thinking maybe they're just giving them out to journalists right now. That's and possible, other people so I was curious if you ended up with one as kind of a social media person as well. Yeah. So let's talk about, though, what is an example of a video that can be created with this? Like, what does it look like when it's made? Is it just, as we've seen in the past with Sora, where it's this sort of 6-second weird rubber blob that is somebody drinking from a wine bottle, but seems to not be able to ever drink from the wine bottle? It always goes to like either side of their mouth.
Yeah, to their credit, it's actually become impressively accurate. They've kind of started to figure out physics, and then you start to see how.
Congratulations!
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. It's a little important, but like you can turn yourself into like an Olympic gymnast, or you can be actually like eating something and it's actually ends up in your mouth, which is like a big deal. Somebody's definitely going to recreate the Will Smith spaghetti. Just give it some time. So yeah, everything you do just does look a lot more realistic, which then makes me wonder, as you're scrolling through this feed, as both a creator and a user, how does that impact your mental well-being and your sense of reality? Because it's not real, but subconsciously your brain is like, this is really cool stuff. Why would I go to, plain old Instagram or TikTok and watch somebody do something very boring and human when you could be in space shooting hoops? Like, so I don't, we're gonna have to see how that affects that. Yeah.
Mine is working in the reverse, Abrar. I am on social media and every video, I'm not trying to be old man cloud shout. Yeah. I'm literally going, this might be fake, so it doesn't matter to me. This might be fake, so it doesn't matter. Like, that's how I feel about things. And frankly, I think that is a behavior I would encourage. And it stinks to say that, but that's Absolutely. A behavior I would encourage. You need to assume that everything you're seeing is it's not for me, it's no longer a trust but verify. It's a don't trust and verify situation. Exactly. I don't know now, because it used to be I saw those early gymnastics videos and the person would grow 3 legs and they would do some wild stuff. But I was watching one video just yesterday, and I am looking at it and going, for people who are listening and not watching, I'm doing weird things with my eyes, like squinting and stuff, because I'm going, where is it in here that this is going to show me that it's fake? And it was like, specifically, this was someone say, I generated this video. And so I'm looking for the part where it's not real. And I was having trouble finding anything. And it used to that it would kind of tweak my uncanny valley thing too. It wasn't even doing that. Yeah. And that is... mortifying, especially in this, as we call it, post-truth world that we live in. Can't count on honest. I mean, probably you never could truly count on honesty, but it feels like more than ever, you can't count on honesty.
Definitely.
And yet OpenAI does this shruggy emoji or shruggy emoticon and keeps making this stuff. And, you know, I think the argument there for them is, well, if we're not doing it, someone else is.
Exactly. And people are eating it up. So they're like, why wouldn't we be, right?
So people are eating it up.
Goodness.
I don't like it.
No,
I don't like it.
Me neither.
And I see, I struggle sometimes with that phrase, but also with that mindset, because I don't want it to be taken, for our listeners, I don't want it to be taken as just this sort of negative mindset of, oh, you're afraid of this technology, and that's the popular way to think about it, is it's going to do. And so I'm very conscious of trying to celebrate the things that are cool about this and that can be good about this, while also saying we cannot forget about the negative aspects of it and how it can be abused.
Yes.
And I think that both can exist, right? We can say, oh, it is pretty neat that somebody who can never go to space could sort of picture themselves in space.
Right.
Beautiful way of using it. Yeah. But then if it can also be used for someone to put a video out on social media of their mortal enemy, you know, attempting an assassination on a public figure, and then that person is hunted down by social media, and like that's just one of hundreds of, probably thousands of ways that could be abused.
Yes. And I think it just begs the question of, what do you want from social media? Like, what do you want when you go online, right? Do you want to connect with your friends in one way or the other? And if this is a way for you to feel like you're bonding, then that's great. And I think just think about what you want from it. That's really what it boils down to.
Increasingly, what I want from it is I don't want to go online. I just don't want to go online.
I'm getting there too.
Don't make me go online. Online is scaly. You enjoying this tiny taste of Tech News Weekly? I'm happy to hear it. You can check out the full show on our website, twit.tv/TNW, or you can watch it right here on YouTube. Just click the link below.